All right, September 8th, 2023, as the recording of this, another job interview coming up. And Linda's got a couple herself. And I'm using this. I used to have bedhead, but Linda put it somewhere. And then also I had a shoehorn. I'm using the back side of a spoon because I didn't keep the shoehorn in the box. If you don't keep your shoehorn in the box, you're destined to lose it, or a friend or spouse will misplace it. It has that kind of nature. I've heard about it. People go, oh, a shoehorn, let's misplace it. They'll just move the shoehorn somewhere else. I've heard about it. It's an exact science in nature.
Do you want a piece of turkey?
Oh, turkey? Okay. You're serving turkey?
Yes, turkey.
Can I put some hairspray on it? No,
Sure.
I'm just joking.
It's your turkey.
Yeah, I want to put hairspray on it and I'll eat the turkey, okay?
Okay.
Ready for our itinerary?
All right, September 8th, 2023, as the recording of this. I've got a big job interview. I don't know if it's gonna be like the six-figure one. And then Linda's, she just loves the service industry. She loves to make sure you're fed. And does have to say, Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and think it over. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and think it over. There's so much I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just want to use your love tonight. I don't want to take that call right here. It's coming through, I rejected it. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around, we'll talk it over. There's so much I want to say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I don't want to, or I want to use your love tonight. Boom. I don't want to lose your love. It's hard to get into that one part. I just want to, okay. Because you got to say I just. So, Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around, we'll talk it over. There's so much I want to say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just want to use your love tonight. There's a Trinity River. I don't want to lose your love tonight. Oh no, the Walgreens is right over here, because it's one of the Walgreens that hides.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah. Some of the pharmaceutical stores or the pharmacies that they'll hide. I'm pretty sure it's right over here. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around, we'll talk it over. There's so much I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. Yeah. What's that thing called that goes dink, 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 dink? I put a number. You should know, you play clarinet. I just wanna use your love tonight. Okay, we're going.
You're about to lose my love.
I don't wanna lose your love tonight. It's a good song. The Outfield played it. The Outfield, and it's called Your Love. That's cool too. We need to put that in one of our songs.
Right here.
The sound of the door opening.
Yes, that's cool.
It's like you're ejecting. It starts that way.
Right.
All right, cool. Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around, we'll talk it over. There's so much I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just want to use your love tonight. Ba-bum, ba-bum. I don't want to lose your love tonight. That's why it's hard, because he says I don't want to, but he starts with I just want to use. I just want to use. Okay, that's what he was saying. Kind of thirsting after writing something real. Maybe a movie called Paid Training. It's about this service worker and a guy that's like a sales guy that is always looking for paid training. They're just kind of running around. Yeah, we're gonna go.
Fine, we'll be back. We'll be back, okay?
Josie's on a vacation far away. Just come around and talk it over. There's so much I want to say. You know, I like my girl's a little bit older. I just want to use your love tonight. I don't want to lose your love tonight. Sorry about that. I didn't do that really good. It took me a long time with Favor to find that shot. I totally could be a cinematographer. You know, cinematographers, they do spend a lot of time like finding those types of shots and everything. It does take time, but you get it eventually. I don't want to lose your love tonight. There is the Trinity River in all its glory. Some say it's mysterious. Did you find it, Linda?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
We are taking the guesswork out of pro care and bringing you high-performing solutions for every kind of ingredients that are 100% science-backed and deserve the best products made with Spivey in the texture.
All right, here's the fire truck. We got what we needed. I don't know if we would try to do a cover of the Outfield song, but it's fun to sing though. It's been a while, we're kind of rusty, so we're thinking about a new song maybe in a little while. We might try to come up with. I've got some licks and showing it to her. I kind of like Linda to write the lyrics, so it's more fun to sometimes take on some other person's lyrics. The BMW. Anyway.
New interesting bistro hotel. New interesting bistro hotel. Friendly, personal, serving people. New interesting bistro hotel. New interesting bistro hotel. New interesting bistro hotel. Fun, personal, serving people. Friendly, personal, serving people.
Come around and think it over. There's so much I wanna say.
New, interesting.
You know I like my girls a little bit older.
Won't you say you love me
I
tonight?
just wanna use your love tonight.
New, interesting. Bistro.
I don't wanna lose
New,
your
interesting.
love
Bistro.
tonight.
Hospital. Hotel. see if you can remember your stuff while I say
Is
my
it a
stuff.
hospital or a hotel? It's both. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
Hospital,
interesting,
hotel.
bistro.
You stay at the hotel. It's also a
Interesting.
hospital.
Bistro. Hotel.
Hello.
New, interesting.
You can stay at
Bistro.
our hotel, which is also a hospital.
New, interesting. Bistro.
You don't
Hotel.
really know what it is. You could be at a hotel or a
Interesting.
hospital.
Bistro. Hotel.
There you go. You got it.
People. personable, serving people.
They're all the way from New Mexico. All right, so we're gonna go to the interview, and it's the second attempt to, well, in the recent time, I guess in a recent month, it's the second attempt to be a part of kind of a big company. And you learn a lot doing that. So I guess this kind of, in a way, is a work vlog, even though I try to go out and have fun and do occasional filming locations, which we never really get to do. I think Danny DeVito was on a billboard somewhere around here, maybe back there. There is, I guess, I don't know, really, I guess it's from the summer. Kind of brown right there. And then, yeah, Danny DeVito's advertising a sandwich from a company called Jersey Mike's. Something about slicing it fresh and all this kind of thing. Anyway, if it ain't fresh, then it ain't Mike's or something like that. I don't know exactly how it is. If it ain't sliced fresh, then it isn't Mike's or something. So on our new song, which I worked on about a little bit, well, I worked on it for about maybe an hour last night, or maybe 30 minutes to an hour, I don't know. I've been working on the lick for maybe a week, just off and on. It kind of came to me. Sometimes I watch Rick Beato, and I just totally just come out with a song. It's crazy. That's what I need to do, is I need to watch more Rick Beato on YouTube, and I just couldn't all of a sudden write my own song. It's really weird. He's that good of a teacher. He just gives you a lot of good ideas and stuff to play with that would possibly be a song. He's on YouTube. He's got millions of views on a lot of his stuff. He's interviewed Sting. He's interviewed Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. He's just done great interviews of session players and bass players and all different types of musicians, drummers. He's done a whole thing on drumming. He went to Abbey Road Studios and looked at microphones. He's probably one of the greatest music teachers that we have of our day. And I don't think he knows it, but he had a really cool band when he was younger. He plays some of his demos. They're almost kind of like a punk band or something. They were very much like based on the Ramones, which is maybe one of the reasons why they struggled a little bit. Anyway, so the song that I'm working on now, I just, it's kind of weird because, and I may be wrong about this, but I think sometimes the music comes first, then the lyrics. But, a lot of people will sit there and go, no, that we laid the lyrics down first and then we found the music, But in this version of this song that we might be posting in, I don't know, a week or so, maybe long, depending on schedules. We might try another take tonight, and I'll give you kind of some ideas of how Linda and I work, because we do have a band. It's just we haven't found a drummer and we haven't found a lead guitar player because I'm just very crazy. And I have to meet the right people. One of our roommates plays a trombone, so if we ever really take off, we make him put the trombone on it. And Linda also used to play the clarinet, which we're trying to save up some money to get her a good clarinet. She's playing the recorder now every once in a while, which I might have her play the recorder on this song. But we're kind of a novelty band / joke band, I guess you could say, maybe in some incidents. Some of our songs were kind of serious. When we first moved in our place 2 years ago, Fort Worth, we had some serious songs moving in. We took off very well in the Carrollton place. We'd rehearse all the time. Sometimes she'd be in tears because she didn't want to rehearse, and I would make her rehearse. But we had put it down. We put it down for a while. And then I played the Outfield song the other night, Your Love, Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around. talk it over. Okay, so anyway, I started kind of getting my chops back a little bit and realizing, wow, I haven't sang in a long time. I also got assaulted. I don't want to get into that. It kind of hurt my ribs a little bit. I can feel it when I sing, but I think it's healing. So I think music is healing because it feels better now, which is weird. And I laid down on my back last night and I sang on a hardwood floor, and that did some stuff to it too. So I highly recommend singing if you have like a rib injury or something like that. But I don't feel any of the pain now. Anyway, regardless. So I started, I went to the bedroom, found a journal, like our song book. We have a little song journal that we put at least a few songs in. We did one, which I think is a good song, called Play on Words. And that one's in that song journal, and it was gone. And, our lives got so busy with just, with jobs and struggling, and we're older. I'm 50, but I'm a fan of older bands like Drive-By Truckers and stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of older bands out there. The Rolling Stones are ancient, and they're still playing, So I think we have maybe a good song coming up, maybe. But anyway, I've had to find the journal first. I got a little upset because, like, where did the journal go? That was our songbook. She's like, I don't know. I said, because on the journal it says adventure begins here. So I was looking around for the journal. We looked in the closet. And I said, well, Linda, I know that sometimes you pick stuff up and you just kind of put it aside. And I would always kept it on the dresser, right there on the far left by the lamp. It's in some of the vlogs. If you look at some of the vlogs, you can see like where I focus on Adventure Begins Here, which is the journal. And it was by this lamp. This little handheld lamp that you can crank and turn on and off. So I was like, where is it? Where's the journal? And, we were looking in the closet. I looked in my closet. We looked in all the Chester drawers, and we just looked around, Finally, she looks in the closet and finds it, because she knew I was a little upset. She goes, oh, here it is. And that had our song in it, a Play on Words, which I'm proud of that song. That was about us moving into this kind of old place that was built in 1969. It was built in 1969, and it's still around. It's being revamped. But anyway, so it was about an apartment, And anyway, we already did Play on Words a long time ago, so it's in the past. But this new song is kind of in kind of a creation form. But what I did was I started playing the lick over and over again until I found that some vocals could go like right here. It took me maybe 50 times of playing the licks over and over, just like a psycho, just playing the lick over and over and over and over. And then I could see an image. So I heard the music first, and I was like, okay, that'll work, because I always just try to play for something that will work. If it works, then it doesn't need to go any far beyond that. I can put some tricks and stuff like that on the lick, to make it a little more kind of jingle jangle with the gesture, which I tried to do. And I was able to find this little note here. I could bend the chord here. So it could be something like where people are like, that's kind of complex. But with me, I'm like, it's fairly simple. It's a simple lick. Overall, but most guitar players would say that this is a very simple lick. But you never really know. You show it to a guitar player, like, okay, there's a little complexity in there. Anyway, I don't know. Listen, I don't know a chord from Shinola. I know kind of a C chord or an F chord. I just go by how it feels, and I go by how it sounds mostly, and how if I can make it work. That's what I go by. And so I can do this chord, okay, this chord, and then I can switch it over to these chords. All right, now we'll start working on putting lyrics down. It takes some time. So what I first saw was I saw this lady looking, across the room. So it starts off with, I think eventually it goes there. And it starts off with me saying something about the words are part of the song and the story or something. I have to go back and look at it because I just wrote it down last night. And then I say something about what the hell is wrong. So that's in there too. Something like that. And I think the wrong rhymes with song in it. So I'm gonna talk about it later. I don't have a lot of time, like I have before when I was doing some of these other things. But I'll definitely talk about it. I think maybe the song is maybe about how sometimes you let music go and then you have to find the words to make the song work. You know, it's like getting the chops back, and then you realize that you put it down for too long. Maybe there's something like that. But I'm gonna, it's also about a lady and her looking over, something to do with her eyes or something. I see her like in the room. It could be about Linda and about how, we haven't put a song together in a while. And like, let's get it back together, Let's get the band back together, That's what's great about us, is that we have a band. It's just the band hasn't been together, but we've been together. But we forgot about the band, because our schedules got crazy, and then we talked about doing songs, and things like that, but we just, watch television or just hang out rather than pick up an instrument and give it a try, because that's all you need, It doesn't have to be electric. We have a song about going electric too, if you follow our demo on SoundCloud. And then we have a little Bandcamp thing too, as well as what was the other one? I don't know. It seems like sometimes it cancels out other dreams though. That's what's crazy. It's like, do you want to write a song? And I'm also working on a screenplay. Yeah. I just have to write, That's just the thing is, I have to write stuff. I have to create stories and things like that. I don't know. I guess musicians have written. They've written screenplays. Yeah, it's happened. Fred Durst did. It's happened. All right, so I got my good shoes on right here. Decent socks. Got my tie. I'm trying to do a full Windsor right here. Here. And my slacks. Slacks on, so. All right, got that out of the way. Looks like they're pretty serious. We'll find out by Tuesday. So we may be, they have another version, or they have a version of Sales Rabbit. That's what I was kind of interested in, but some of the technology on the door-to-door. So it could be cool to at least see their technology and give it a try. The guy said it's a little tough, though. He said knocking on doors for solar is a little tough because there's a lot of competitors right now. So we'll have to see. You know, he asked me, you know, are you willing to basically grind and go back and follow up and do the things that you have to do to get the close. Now, what's cool about this is that we start off, which I like, as appointment setters. So you set an appointment and then they move you into the closer, because when you become a closer, you make more money. And it's like, you know, with Glenn Glary, Glenn Ross, you know, always be closing. But they're a little loose on the leads. So they're not, they put you in areas, which is kind of like a lead, you know, rather than give you specific leads. But we'll have to, you know, we'll have to see how things are and see if they move forward with it. They do pay training. It's pretty hefty paid training. They're guaranteeing, I think, I'm not going to give you numbers on it. I'm not going to tell you how much. It's not like a whole lot, but it's enough to keep you going for a while. And then they do test you along the way. So when you get past the first week and you get through boot camp, you do have to pass their testing for the pitch and stuff. So you have to do some homework, and they have to see the work has been done. And I told them about all my sales experience and everything. They seem like some really cool guys. So we'll have to see. I'm not gonna give you their name or anything like that, because of all the competition that's going on. But you probably can figure out how I'm talking, you know, to figure out what they're selling. You know, it has to do with renewable energy and everything like that. Save on pizza only in the QT app. I didn't even know they had a QT app. They actually do. Yeah. So I won't mention the name of the company yet until things really start to take off. But I mentioned A.D.W.C to them, and they're like, "Wow!" Their eyebrows raised, so that they know about A.D.W.C because it's a direct competitor. And that's what this has been going on since I picked up with Alder. You know. But Alder's just an app. You can operate on your own. You know, you can. I've never really tried to close anything with Alder. I got to get a hold of this guy. I haven't seen if he's checked in, but I have checked in on the app, and I do use it sometimes as a backup thing if people are like absolutely no, and then have a sour taste with like A.D.W.C for an example. Now this other company, to stay on, you have to further them, you know. So, you know, in this case, I could experiment with the Alder app, and I'm not going to tell them this, but if, like, let's say someone was in need of a surveillance camera, right? Because Alder also does solar, but it's they do like a solar inquiry, and the guys may not be able to close them as well as these guys. These guys, I'm pretty confident, could probably close anything, because I talked to them, and they're dynamite. Now, let's say someone was like, no, absolutely no solar, but do you know anything about surveillance cameras? Then I can break out my Alder. Alder's a smart company, and they will probably rise up by allowing people to use this little app. I do suggest them. They're $10.99, and if you're doing door-to-door and someone does need an NVR, that's a network video recorder, or let's say they need a just basic monitoring, you know, they're only charging maybe $45, sometimes $50 just for monitoring. Some people are paying $80 for monitoring. They're going to be in the $45 to $50 range, probably I'd say $49.99 or something like that. What's coming on the board is that you may have a dedicated job with a group. you want to sell for them, they'll have their own app, they'll have their own way, whether they use Sales Rabbit or not, they use something equivalent, that's fine. But you might have a little side pocket job where, and I've done this before when I tried to do credit card rates, but I stuck, when I did credit card rates, I didn't even mention that to them. That was pure commission, and it was a big breath to get hired on with Kia when I did, because I didn't really know what I was doing. What we would do is, I got hired in Maine to sell credit card rates, and I came here, and we'd do a sales meeting over the phone every morning. These guys would just talk, blah, blah, blah. They were great guys. You'd listen to them, then you'd go out and you would try to sell credit card rates, which is basically like very similar to, I always forget the name of it, but they're the machines that take the credit card. You can hook them up. Mostly businesses. Our targets were businesses. This is back in the day. This is like before I met Angels, like 2013. I was actually trying to do this. I left Maine. I was working at a wood factory, and I left. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell these credit card rates. It's gonna work out. And it was just commission only, and I was driving around talking to businesses. I got some some people that were interested, and they do really well because you make money off the rates. So with this kind of thing, I'm going to say renewable energy. You make money off kilowatts too, depending on how much you lay down. And these people that are in these like mediocre sized houses are good candidates because it does lower their electric bill. And I did work for Direct Energy, where we would compare rates, your kilowatt hours, and things like that. One thing I do like about this company, before I mention their name, whatever, because I think it was about a week after I was working with ADT before I even mentioned ADT, and I wasn't corporate ADT, so it's no big deal. A lot of people were authorized to work with ADT, but regardless, that's just that was just a thing in passing. That was just, that was a learning experience. Glad they took me on and everything, and they do rehires too, ADT rehires. But this was not corporate ADT. This was a third party. It's called Safe Haven. Now, why was I saying something that's good? Oh yeah, they also offer what's called solar power, and it's just something in the back pocket that everybody's kind of doing right now, even ADT. Now ADT's been around like a little bit after the Civil War. They started when the telegraph started, so they've been around. They're like the leaders of all of this kind of stuff. But I like these small little companies and stuff like that because there may be a quicker advance in moving up, and there's tons of it. It's all over the place. You go and you look on Indeed, or you go and you got any sales experience, someone is going to be knocking, or at least texting you, or sending an email or something pertaining to solar power. It's going to happen because it's hot right now. So that's kind of some clues. But I forgot the point I was trying to make, but it had to do with something to do with sales. I kind of got lost in something else. But it was way back there by Six Flags. All right, I remember what it was now. So if you've got this little job, this little app that's working, and you're selling something like, let's say, renewable or reusable energy, or renewable energy, and you're lowering people's electric bills and helping them live a longer, prosperous life by saving money and doing good. You can also break it out at times, like for example with Alder, and say, well, look, I know that you decided you love solar and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to be out here getting you, everything. One last thing, have you thought about monitoring? Have you thought about getting just a network video recorder? And I could close an Alder too, because that's just the way that the thing is on 1099. They can't stop you from doing that. They don't know how many people out there that can do that. There's nothing wrong with that, because let's say they go, you know what, we are interested in an NVR, a network video recorder, or we are interested in monitoring. Really? Okay, this takes 10 minutes, and let me get in touch with my sales team so that you're doing like even more than what you need. You can do that with this other company that I have. So you have got one company that specifies in one kind of thing, let's say like renewable energy. right? And you're selling for that company. And you've got this little side pocket thing where you can also do monitoring. Usually you can get hired on with that too. So you could really make quite a bit doing door-to-doors if you're kind of working for yourself in a way. And they want you to. They want you making money. You know, you have more to bring to the table than what they expect, and they, you know, they know this kind of stuff. So I highly recommend A.D.W.C, at least to read about it online. You would want to read about A.D.W.C and understand what they're about, because they do so much. They're also like I don't even know their net worth. It's way out there. But you also want to kind of do a little bit of research on each one of these types of companies that are getting involved in the competitive market of renewable energy and helping people save money on their electric bill. I did a little bit of research with Direct Energy. I knew they were coming out of Canada, but the whole thing with Direct Energy back in the day, it's like 20 years ago, it was all scripted and it was all salary. We only got bonus pay, so it wasn't like the real deal. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, I don't know if companies know this about salespeople, but they could do that. Meaning, let's just say you have a solar company, because people have solar companies, and they're making tons of money or whatever, and they get this guy that sells for them, but he also works for this monitoring company, and they don't deal with monitoring. Do you see what I'm saying? And let's say you close a solar, and they are interested, you can attempt to use the other app or whatever it may be that's connected on a 1099 to the other company, and if it goes through, it goes through. Like, I don't even know. Like, let's say if I closed a solar, or I got one going, and I offered an altar, you know, and they're interested in that as well. I don't even know if that would go through. I'd have to attempt to do it, but I could get in touch with the right people probably, you know, while I'm doing it. And I think they have like a shelling department or something similar. You know, where you could close that, you know, but I don't know for sure because I haven't done that. And this would probably be something way down the line, you know, because I noticed that the app is still working, you know, and if it's a 1099, why close out someone that may sell for them somewhere down the line, you know? This could be the future to door-to-door sales. What I'm trying to say is this: a door-to-door salesman that shows up and selling a certain product, they may not only offer what that company necessarily has to offer, because what they become is what's known as a door-to-door salesman, right? And they may have 2 or 3 apps that are working where they have, you know, more to try to sell it, and they can't stop them from selling because it's a free market. Now it's called moonlighting. You ever see it's a Bruce Willis television show. It's pretty crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy little series, but that's what it is, you know. Now I never came across anyone when I did Direct Energy that was doing this kind of stuff, because we didn't have the technology to do it. We didn't have apps on our phone and stuff like that we could sell, you know, because you can really almost sell anything nowadays. As long as that company says it's okay, then they wouldn't have a problem with it, you know. Just like if I asked for subscribers for the show, you know, and also just like, you know, I also do a YouTube show and blah, blah, you know, please subscribe, you know, that kind of thing, which I do for you. See what I'm saying?